大家好，我是 Martin, and this is Western Culture Explained, brought to you by the Taichung Keda Language Center. Today we are going to talk about another famous person. Well, actually, she's not as famous as she should be, but you don't need to be famous to have an impact on culture and society. We are going to talk today about a famous woman who helped revolutionize the computer industry in America. We're going to talk about Grace Hopper. Grace Hopper was an American computer scientist and Navy officer. She was one of the first programmers of the Harvard Mark I computer, and her research led to the development of the COBOL programming language. She earned a PhD in math from Yale University, was promoted to Rear Admiral of the Navy, was awarded the National Medal of Technology and the Presidential Medal of Freedom, and has a U.S. Navy ship named after her. No wonder her colleagues all called her Amazing Grace. How did she become so amazing? Grace Hopper was born in 1906 in New York City. Her parents were Walter Murray and Mary Campbell Van Horn. Grace was a very curious child. When she was just 7 years old, she wanted to know how an alarm clock worked, so she took apart all the clocks in her house, which made her mother very upset. She would go on to Vassar College and graduate in 1928 with a bachelor's degree in math. After that, she went to Yale to pursue her PhD. Her first job was as a professor at her old college, Vassar. She married Vincent Hopper in 1930. Sadly, the marriage only lasted 15 years, but she decided to keep the name Hopper. During World War II, she tried to enlist in the Navy, but was rejected. Eventually, she joined the Navy Reserve in 1943. It was during her time in the Navy that she was assigned a special job at a computer laboratory in Harvard University. The project she was working on was the Mark I computer, which at the time was one of the most advanced computers in the world. She loved this work so much that she turned down other job offers to remain on the project. After the project ended in 1949, she continued her career in programming by joining a private computer company. She invented several programming languages and inspired the development of COBOL. She retired from the Navy Reserve in 1966, only to be recalled in 1967. She finally retired from the Navy for good in 1986, after her promotion to Rear Admiral by special presidential appointment. She died quietly in her sleep in 1992 at the age of 85. She was buried with full military honors in Arlington National Cemetery. Grace Hopper was not just a computer programmer and a Navy officer. She was a pioneer. She advanced computer science into the modern age at a time when most women were expected to only be mothers or nurses. She surprised everybody with her intelligence and skills. She truly was amazing. So although you may have never heard of Grace Hopper, you can see how she has had a major impact on America and our society. She helped advance computer science even though back in the 40s, women were not expected to excel at math or even at school. So this is a pretty big deal for her, and you can understand why a lot of people admire her for her achievements. And she is inspiring a new generation of young women to pursue careers in science. Thank you for watching. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.